Minister, I suppose just talking about further and higher education there, and I welcome the fact that the vast majority of students are back on campus, and hopefully that's been done, in a safe manner. I know the colleges and institutions will do as much as they can to ensure that. But one of the things that's been highlighted by COVID is maybe the shortage in certain professions. And I was just talking to Minister Foley there about the shortage in teachers. And this is an issue that predates COVID, because I was a teacher before I was elected in February 2020. There was a shortage of subs in certain subjects, especially Irish and French, and then maths after that, science and so on. So what's been done, I suppose, to identify and increase the number of students participating in different courses? So that's teaching courses. I'm also spokesperson for disability. The child disability network teams have been established. Again, there's a shortage of occupational therapists. There's a shortage of speech and language therapists, of psychologists. So what's been done again to encourage more people to take up these professions at third level and to qualify in those and to go into, I suppose, the public sector as well, because we see many of the speech and language therapists and psychologists going into the private sector. So to encourage them to go into the public sector. And I suppose I have a question on apprenticeships as well. I mean, is there any plan, or is that being done to review apprenticeships? Again, during COVID, because a lot of the learning was done online, I think there is a capacity maybe to shorten the length of apprenticeships from 4 years maybe down to 3, which might encourage more people again to take up those apprenticeships. We have a shortage again in many construction workers, and so we need more people to take up apprenticeships as quickly as possible. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Deputy Tully. Just a couple of comments in relation to apprenticeships. So the committee will be well aware that we launched earlier in the year the Apprenticeship Action Plan, and that creates or has a number of high-level targets in it in terms of increasing the number of new apprenticeship registrations per annum, increasing that up to a figure of 10,000 per annum by year 2025. Within that also is a whole reorganisation of the apprenticeship space. We're establishing, as you will be aware, the National Apprenticeship Office. There's an interim director position has been appointed, and that person will take up that role in the next number of weeks before Christmas. That office will then be supported by what's called the National Apprenticeship Alliance, which will be a stakeholder forum in terms of supporting the office in its work. That office, the National Apprenticeship Office, will oversee the entire apprenticeship landscape. We have about 62 formalised apprenticeships on the books, if I can use that phrase to speak at the moment. They are the traditional craft apprenticeships, as you know, about 25 of them. In addition to that, the remainder apprenticeships would be described or categorised as a consortium post-2016 apprenticeships. In many of those in new areas like financial services, insurance, accounting technician, other areas of industry and society. There's about 20 more apprenticeships in development at the moment. And in addition to all of that, there's about another 18 or 19 expressions of interest in terms of from groups who are seeking to advance apprenticeships also. So they're not in development, they're expressions of interest. The National Apprenticeship Office will coordinate and oversee all aspects of apprenticeships once it's established. There's also money in next year's budget to support the support employers who take on apprentices equally. At the moment, the funding goes primarily to the craft apprenticeships in terms of supporting employers for the periods that their apprentices are off the job and in training. So there's a lot going on in that space. We also have we also have, as you know, right across the area of skills in terms of Springboard. There's a lot of courses going on right across our further and higher education institutions in terms of the provision of springboard funding. We have an advanced skills system in terms of providing for lifelong learning, human capital development. It's been handed a note there. In terms of human capital development, you've also asked in relation to people with disabilities. There is within our action plan for apprenticeships, there are some key targets in terms of promoting more gender balance and also in promoting diversification. We do also have equality measures in terms of a bursary for disadvantaged people also in the whole apprenticeship space. So there's a lot going on in relation to that, and we can certainly send you some of that information after the meeting. Thank you.